Hey everyone, the past couple weeks I have been testing out this 2024 Volvo XC90 Ultimate Recharge all-wheel drive. This is Volvo's plug-in hybrid. It gets 32 miles of electric-only range, and then after that it switches to a hybrid. I'm not a full-time content creator. I still have a 9-to-5 job, so this is going to be a real-world review on what it's been like to live with the past couple weeks. So let's go ahead and check out the exterior. So this XC90 is finished in a vapor gray. It is a very sharp looking SUV. This design's been around since I believe 2016 and hasn't really been updated too terribly much, and that's okay. It looks very good. It's aged very well. It still, looks elegant and, proper and luxurious. I don't really think it needs updated at all, in my opinion. Volvo nailed the design of this current generation. All their vehicles, look like this, and it just looks excellent. Way back in high school, I took a shop class for a couple weeks because that's the maximum amount of time I could, and we worked on Volvos that had 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 miles, and we changed timing belts and do regular upkeep and maintenance on it. And man, I just love these things. So up here is your charge port. You do get a 110 and a 240 volt charger that comes with this. On the 240, it takes about 5 hours to recharge, and on the 110, it takes about 10 hours or so to charge. So down here you get 21-inch reels wrapped in Pirelli Scorpion all-season tires. Pretty nice tire and wheel combination. MSRP on the 2024 XC90 Recharge all-wheel drive on this model as tested is about $87,495. This has three options. It has the adaptive air suspension, the lounge package, and the Bowers & Wilkins stereo system, which we will be testing here in the video. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk here. This is a 3-row SUV, and with the third row folded down, you get about, I think, 25, 30 cubic foot of space, actually maybe 40. And then with the third row folded up, you get about 16 cubic feet of space. Pretty nice, pretty large. You do have to fold the third row up manually though. And the second row is reclined a little bit too far back, so I can't do that right now.
A few moments later.
Which is kind of a bummer, in my opinion. I would love to have power folding third row, but that's how much space you get with the third row folded up. Plenty of space for groceries. With the second row folded, it is ginormous. I was able to pick up some rims for my 1999 Crown Victoria and stuff them in here perfectly fine and no problems at all. So you can pretty much do anything with the space back here. This does have the adaptive air suspension, like I said, and you can raise and lower the back of the car to make loading things easier into this vehicle. It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty quick too. Press the button. Power liftgate as well. Let's go ahead and check out the second row. This does have Napa leather seats, brown interior, super nice, super high quality. This is a very nice place to be back here. You do get peasant blockers, aka sunshades. Extremely nice. Rear heated seats with climate control functions. A couple USB-C ports. Net pockets, I guess, there. You get a pull-down center armrest as well, with a couple small cup holders. Not quite sure what you're going to fit in there. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, you can also, there's a lever to recline pretty far back too and lounge back here. Super nice. This model does have a panoramic sunroof as well and super high quality headlighting. I think it's called Nubuck. I can't pronounce it. It's super plush and super soft. I love the interior design of this vehicle. With everything just getting so complicated and stuff, it's nice to see a very simplistic and easy to use design. We'll cover more of that when we get up there, but this dash is just perfectly laid out and elegant, very high quality. You even get a little Swedish flag on the seats there, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and try to climb into that third row and see what it's like. It's a very tiny third row. I will say that right off the bat. So I'm going to scoot my seat a little bit farther up here. This is still, I guess, livable for me. The driver's seat is in the position I would sit in, and as an adult, me sitting back here, I got an inch of leg room, which is perfectly fine if you have someone in the third row to temporarily get back here and climb in. So yeah, this third row is a little bit cramped. You do get a little storage compartment as well as a cup holder. I wouldn't want to be back here as an adult. As a small child, probably would be fine. So you got to do to get out is just kind of push that forward. Not the most easiest to use system. Took me a second to figure that out. Everybody does third rows a little bit differently, but there you have it. Let's go ahead and check out what's under the hood. So under the hood of this XC90 is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Like I said, this is a plug-in hybrid system, so it's powered by electric motor and a battery for 32 miles, and it switches over to a hybrid after that. It gets 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque combined with those electric motors, and gets about 27 mpg combined after the electric has run out. I love this powertrain. It's super smooth, super quiet, pretty efficient for the size of the SUV, and no real complaints at all. But we'll get into how it drives when we start driving. You have integrated turn signals on the mirror there, as well as smart access entry with touch sensors behind the door. You get blind spot monitoring in the mirror as well, and 3 memory driver and passenger seats, which is pretty cool. Since this has the optional lounge package, these seats are massaging as well. This thing is just so comfortable and so relaxing to drive in. You get these thigh rests that move out and really, support you. And it's just blows me away how comfortable these seats are. They're both heated and ventilated as well. And, me and my wife have traveled in this for several hundred miles and have zero complaints about comfort. You get illuminated kick plates as well with that recharge logo there. Now that we're in the driver's seat, you do get a digital gauge cluster and a nice infotainment system and a heads-up display. Everything just works well. It's intuitive and easy to use. You can hop right in this thing and just drive it. Really no complaints at all. You do get Google Maps integrated in the gauge cluster as well. I believe when you buy one of these, you get 4 years of complimentary Google services. And then after that, you do have to pay for it. So that's something to keep in mind when you purchase one of these. But I love it. If you don't want to use Google Maps, that is okay, because you can go into Apple Maps here. And, let's see, I want to go to a gas station here. Let's go to this Marathon and hit go. As soon as you put it in drive, Apple Maps pops in the gauge cluster, and you can go about it that way. So that's super nice that it kind of just projects onto there without needing to use the built-in navigation, even though the built-in navigation is very good because it's Google Maps. Over here on the left, you do get your adaptive cruise control controls. And you do get the pilot assist as well. Then over here on the right, you do get your infotainment and gauge cluster controls. The gauge cluster is pretty basic. You can't really customize it too terribly much. Not that I can see. But you see over the 373 miles that I have driven this, I've got 37.8 miles a gallon. I haven't filled this thing up yet in 2 weeks, which is really nice. Like I said, I still have a job 9 to 5, and I've just been going to work and back on electric with using 0 gas. And then on the weekends, I deplete the 30 miles of electric only range or so, and then go, and use the gas motor, which is it's just super convenient. This infotainment I really, really like. It's very easy to use, very simple, pretty responsive. I can sit here and get on YouTube and watch YouTube while I am parked, which is pretty cool. Let's check this out. Let's go to, oh, look at that. My channel. Let's go to my channel right here. Let's watch the Sport L hybrid review that I did for the Honda CR-V. How cool is that? If you're sitting here charging, or if you're waiting for your wife to
hey guys, today we're in
or if you're waiting for your wife to get out of the store or something, you can sit here and watch YouTube and enjoy it with this 19 speaker Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which is super cool. This car does come with an in-car air purifier as well. So if you have lung issues, or you're just sensitive to allergies and stuff like that, this car would be perfect for you. It also measures the outside air quality based on, I guess, like WeatherBug or pulling out some location data and stuff. But that is a super nice feature. All of your climate controls are integrated into the infotainment. Not too fond of that, but living with this for a couple weeks, it's really not that bad. I didn't feel that I needed physical controls. Surprisingly, I think Volvo designed this really well, and it works really well. Now, something that's really cool is you can heat and cool the seats at the same time. So if you want a hot seat but don't want a sweaty bum, I guess this is for you. Pretty cool. This does come with a 360 reverse camera as well. I find it to be pretty decent quality and very helpful. Down here you get some radio controls as well as defrost controls and the button to open the massive glove box over there. Down here you do get your crystal gear selector, which is really neat, really high quality. It even glows at night and looks proper. You do get your start-stop button here, your parking brake, your auto brake hold, a couple cup holders with a 12-volt outlet and some storage there. A little bit of storage here, a smallish center console with a couple USB-C ports. I like it. This interior is super high quality. If I had to nitpick something, I'm not fond of this gloss black plastic. It's a pain to clean. It gets fingerprinted all the time, and I can see that scratching. It's a super high traffic area, you know, with the gear selector there and the start button there. So not too fond of that, but overall, no squeaks, no rattles, super quiet. Everything in here is super high quality. For the first time, I can definitely say it feels $87,000 in here. Nothing in here is super cheap and unacceptable. Even the people that I've had in here over the past 2 weeks have said everything in here is super high quality and they just love everything about it. There is so much customizability in these seats. I mean, you can go forward, backwards, ups, down. You can, you know, start the massage here and go, you know, let's see. Let's go ahead and start a massage. You can choose a wave where it just goes all the way up and down your back. Tread, which is kind of just goes left and right. A combine, which kind of just goes from your shoulders down to your back. Lower back and shoulders. You can choose the intensity and the speed. It is just next level. It really grinds into your back really nicely. It's not super powerful, but enough to get that desired relaxation. After work, I love coming in here, starting that massage on my way home from work, listening to music. I cannot express how relaxing this car has been. You can customize the side bolsters there, customize the lumbar and the thigh rest, how far it comes out. You are not going to be uncomfortable in this at all. So up here you do get a very nice frameless auto dimming mirror with HomeLink, as well as a illuminated visor mirror. Like you said before, you do get a panoramic sunroof as well that extends pretty far back. Now I do want to make sure I touch on safety because Volvo is known to focus on safety in all of their vehicles. I believe the XC90 doesn't have a fatality in it in the UK, which is a pretty cool statistic. I think it's just in the UK, but this is a very safe car. This does have the blind spot information systems with steer assist and cross traffic alert. It's got collision avoidance warning, oncoming mitigation by braking, driver alert control, whiplash protective system in the front seats, pilot assist, driver assist system with adaptive cruise control. It's got LED headlights with daytime running lights, automatic high beams, and automatic bending lights. When you turn the steering wheel, the lights bend and kind of move where your direction is going, which is super nice. It's got an automatic unlocking after a collision, a lane keeping aid, a forward collision warning, a post-impact braking, and a tire repair kit. This car is super safe, and I really wanted to touch on that because, you know, Volvo stands for safety. And I mean, guys, have you seen the videos on YouTube of a Volvo crash tests where they drop them off cranes and then just throw them off cars and, you know, let them roll over and roll over? It is absolutely crazy what they put these cars through for your safety. One of the safest cars on the road today. So I think that about covers all the features that are in here. So let's go ahead and take this for a spin and see what it's like to drive. So we'll go ahead and start in the hybrid drive modes. You do get a bunch of drive modes. You get power, which turns on the engine, pure, which offers a pure electric driving experience, off-road, and constant all-wheel drive. I like leaving it in hybrid because it just balances everything as it should. You can have an option to always start in just pure electric. You also have an option to hold the battery charge so it doesn't discharge, or charge the battery using the onboard motor, so you can kind of plan ahead. If you're on a long trip or something and you don't have access to a charge point, you can go ahead and charge it there. So keep in mind, like I said earlier, it is super windy out there today, about 30-40 mile an hour gusts. So you are going to hear a little bit more wind noise than you would normally, but I mean, that's besides the point because this thing is super quiet. There's not a lot of wind noise to begin with, so I'll let you guys listen to that for yourselves, but just keep in mind that flag is blowing straight out. It is extremely windy. This is super nice to drive around town. Super quiet. You do get a lot of torque down low with just the electric motors. I wouldn't say it's enough to, pass somebody or, do a merge around somebody on the highway. But it's enough to just get around. As big as this SUV is, it's definitely adequate. So there is a little bit of a delay if you need to pull out in front of somebody and the electric motors can't provide enough power to get you going. The crossover will happen to the internal combustion engine motor and get you going pretty quick. But there is quite a bit of delay. You just kind of got to plan ahead for that. Now, it doesn't happen when the battery's been depleted, for your electric driving purposes. It just acts like a normal hybrid drivetrain would and just engages the motor and goes. But you just have to keep that in mind if you're driving around on electric only. Go ahead and go into CarPlay. This does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. It is vertical, which is, I like that a lot better. I think the real estate is used better that way, and I just think it works really nice. Does have traffic sign recognition on the gauge cluster as well. Comes up in the heads-up display. Not quite sure if you guys can see that. It is nice to have that instant torque and instant acceleration from those electric motors. This is a heavy SUV. It's not super sporty by any means, handling wise. The steering is super light. It's actually one of the lightest steering feels I have ever experienced. You could steer it with like a pinky. You can't really, throw it around corners or have fun. This is more of a smooth, luxurious experience. Guys, just listen how quiet this is. Even over those expansion joints, it's super quiet. Let's go ahead and put this into power mode. Turns on the motor, makes it a little more engaging to drive. Changes the suspension a little bit as well. Man, this thing is quick. Those 455 horses are on tap. Like, it is crazy how fast this thing is for its size. Even highway acceleration isn't bad at all. like I said, this does have adaptive cruise control as well. To engage, you just press the cruise control button, and the adaptive cruise control system will work properly. And automatically engage pilot assist as well, which keeps me centered in my lane. I find the system to work extremely. What in the world? He's got pipes dangling out of his Mini Cooper. That's funny. Anyways, I find the system to work extremely well. It is a hands-on system. You can't keep your hands off the wheel. Not that you should. I cannot believe how quiet it is in here. These windows are laminated. I think they're double or triple pane glass. It's just super quiet, guys. I mean, you could literally whisper to somebody in here, and they probably the back seat could hear it. I'm not even exaggerating. Unbelievable quiet. I'm surprised on just how quiet the engine is as well. It's not super annoying, raspy, nasally sounding. Just sounds proper for the vehicle. Now, I do wish it was a 5-cylinder or a V8 like the old XC90s had, the old Yamaha 4.4 liter V8s that they had in the past, but you know what? I'm happy with it. Great power, adequate sound. Yeah, it's just a pretty awesome powertrain. Even this 8-speed shifts super smooth as well. You barely feel this thing shift at all. Actually, let's go ahead and put this back into hybrid. You can feel the car moving the air suspension. Now, as far as range goes, it gets about 32 miles of electric only range. I've been seeing about 31 miles, and we've had some cold spells the past couple weeks. We actually had a snowstorm last week, which canceled the original shoot for this thing because the roads were so bad. And you know what? I've been getting 31 miles of range. So the estimate is actually accurate even in winter weather, which is actually super surprising and nice to see. I've tested a couple other plug-in hybrids that the range just significantly dropped, but not this thing. All right, let's go ahead and leave it in hybrid. Do a quick 0 to 60. Come to a complete stop here and floor it. Quite a bit of delay of the throttle because it's in that hybrid mode, but man, once it realizes you want to go, it shoves you back in your seat. It is insane. If I would have been in power mode, the throttle response would have been instantaneous. I know I keep probably overemphasizing how quiet this vehicle is, but I've never experienced a quieter vehicle. I see a lot of keyboard warriors on the internet talking about how these are Chinese made, but this model and this particular car is made in Sweden with Sweden parts. The only thing that is foreign on this, I believe, is the transmission, which comes from Japan, which is pretty nice. As far as dependability, even with the new owner of Geely Motor Company in China, I haven't read about dependability and quality issues of these new Volvos. I know a lot of the keyboard warriors are going to be a little bit upset, but I don't think Volvo's changed at all. If anything, they've improved. I mean, this car is absolutely insane. If I had $87,000, I would buy one of these right now. I love this vehicle. I'd probably swing for maybe like an XC60 or maybe even the 40. I kind of want to try out the 40 just to see what how the cheapest Volvo stacks up against this. But man, this just fits my lifestyle so perfect. Just need to convince the wife to allow me to buy another car, which is probably not going to happen. But you never know. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Hi, buddy. Aw. It checks all the boxes. It's efficient, it's comfortable, the quality is there. Just a perfect luxury SUV. And it's super safe too. Now the warranty, if it's 4 years, 50,000 miles, and 8 years, 100 on the electrical components, which is pretty standard across the board. But they do offer complimentary maintenance as well. I think 3 years of it, if I remember correctly. I'll have to put that down as a on text thing, but there you have it. Cannot believe how windy it is. Nuts. Well, let's go ahead and do a quick sound system test of this 19 speaker Bowers and Wilkins stereo system. Absolutely insane. This is the best stereo system I have ever heard in any car, and it's not even close. I am just blown away by this. Everybody that I even had in here is just blown away. It is insane. If you are in the market for one of these, definitely swing for this option. It's $3,200, but 100% worth it. So that concludes the 2024 Volvo XC90 Recharge. I don't think there's anything left to say. Definitely the best luxury SUV I have ever driven by a long shot. Like I said, if I had 87 grand to drop right now, I would do it on this. Just unreal. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on this 2024 Volvo XC90. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Paul's Place YT for some additional content in behind the scenes. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like it. It helps the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, push this video out to others so that other people can see it. Please consider subscribing as well if you liked what you've seen. I try to do these every week, weather depending, thanks to living in the great state of Ohio. So once again, guys, thank you for watching, and we will go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.